Mr. Hargrave here, and I am addicted to Marvel Strike Force. We don't have a blog this week, so going to be a little bit of a different kind of episode than we normally have here. Thanks for tuning in either live here on Twitch every Wednesday and Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or watching here on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like and make sure you subscribe. We are pushing to 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Can we do it? Only time will tell. And what are we doing tonight? What are we talking about tonight? So what we're going to do tonight is a very important part of my process when it comes to, my general ranking of teams in the game, what we're going to be building, just doing a lot of planning for the only thing that's really on the horizon for Marvel Strike Force in the coming months, coming couple of months here, in addition to a big patch that's going to be coming before everybody kind of takes off for hiatus, is going to be preparation for the War Scourge and Death Scourge. Speculation is we're going to get like the War Scourge before the Death Scourge, or the Death Scourge before the War Scourge, but I actually think that the War Scourge is going to come before the Death Scourge. I don't really know. No one knows for sure, but we're going to be talking about that tonight and what we're going to do in preparation and God knows what else. I've got some Gravediggers here with me live, and let's see what happens. Let's figure out which teams, because I haven't done this. I haven't ranked teams in a while, and we have some new information than we used to have. Because now we know all the teams that are going to be required for all of the scourges. The Pestilence, Scourge, Famine, War, and Death. So now we know what the Death Scourge is going to hold for us. And that's going to change our ranking of teams. Now, the ranking of game modes, I think, is going to remain about the same. I would still rank Arena as the most important game mode, as that's where your cores are coming from. And it seems like having a large surplus of cores is the only way to kind of survive the game right now. So the better you're doing the arena, the more cores you're going to have, and the more you're going to be able to navigate, this game and these events that keep coming. We got like 10 events every month, and at least like half of them seem to want 600 cores from you. So you're going to need that. Second most important is going to be Cosmic Crucible. I still think that's very accurate. And the reason why we rank Cosmic Crucible over raids, and I've said it a few times, but I'll restate it for the courtesy of anybody that's new to the concept, is with Cosmic Crucible, first off, it's way easier to win Cosmic Crucible than any other game mode. You only have to rely upon yourself, and you only need to build 6 teams. Raids, I guess you technically only need to build 4 teams, but it's really going to depend upon your alliance, how strong those teams need to be. And only a handful of alliances really need maxed out raid teams. So what you're using for Cosmic Crucible can probably double for what you're using in raids anyways. And with raids, the unique teal 17 pieces that you're getting, which is the most rare thing that come from raids, are random, entirely random. Whereas in Cosmic Crucible, what you're getting, you get to decide where to spend it. And actually on this topic, and I'm glad that we're kind of addressing this in kind of more of a free form video than a structured one, is people were asking me, what to do. There was a comment today, where should I spend my Cosmic Crucible currency? And there's only really 2 spots that I would recommend for all players where to spend your Cosmic Crucible currency. The first spot, I want to prioritize this, is right down here at the bottom of the teal. There is a tier 17 piece every time that the store refreshes. Now, I'm not buying these. If you'll notice here, I am hoarding up my Crucible credits again. I spent them all down to 0, and I have some tier 17 characters. But right now, as long as we don't know who like the other 4 required characters are going to be for Apocalypse, that's right. We know that they're going to require Deathseed, Gamma, Darkhold, and Unlimited X-Men. Okay? 2 of those teams are mutant. One's Mystic and one's Bio. And then there's 1 Mystic character required. That's Spider Weaver, but there's going to be 4 more. and we don't know what trait they're going to be. So I don't know what kind of gear I want to hoard. Now, logic would dictate we do have 2 teams that need mutant gear. So if you want to buy up the mutant tier 17 pieces, that's probably wise. But right now, I don't need any extra tier 17s. The next tier 17 I'm going to do is going to be Archangel. And I'll show you my tier 17s just in a second to show you how I prioritize which characters I took to tier 17. But as far as what you want to buy in the Cosmic Crucible store, pretty much only this. The secondary thing that you're going to want to buy are going to be these unique pieces. These character unique pieces. And only a couple of them really come into play. Let me see, can I get a list of these? Because there's a couple here that I keep an eye out for in particular that I kind of want to share with you in this video. I'm kind of happy we don't have a lot to talk about today, so I can kind of get more into this minute detail. All right, yeah. This one right here, Astral Energy. This one's pretty important for me. I only have 25 of these. Psylocke uses this, and so does Sunfire. Both of these characters you got to take to tier 17 if you want to go for full apocalypse. So when I see Astral Energy pop up, regardless where it's at, I grab Astral Energy. Let me see. I know that there's another one. I believe it's Prometheum. Whenever this shows up, I grab it because I only have 24 of them. I need Scarlet Witch. And I believe Magneto uses Prometheum as well. I could be mistaken, but I believe that is the case. Let me check. I know somebody uses this Prometheum in addition to Scarlet Witch. Now I'm like confused. I thought it was Magneto. Magneto. Yeah, my chat's saying Magneto. Let me just look at him to verify it. I got him right here. I think it's just because I have enough for him and I haven't upgraded him yet. So I do have that Prometheum. And I could take him to tier 17 right now, but I don't want to. But yeah, that's what I was saying. So keep an eye, and that might be different for you. Which ones are different for you? I believe those are the 2 main ones that I'm grabbing up are Astral Energy and Prometheum. But yeah, I thought Magneto was Palladium too. Oh no, he is Palladium. I'm sorry. It might be Palladium. And I thought there was another character that used Prometheum. I don't know. Maybe it's the Palladium I'm buying. Anyway, pretty much any of them where I'm less than 22 of them or right at 22 of them. I guess I'm buying it for Scarlet Witch because that's only gonna, I guess that would get her to tier 17. But I don't know, if they require one more character that needs it, then I'm gonna be out of it. So those, but only if you need them. But mainly the tier 17 pieces. All right, let me go ahead and sort this roster out by gear tier and show you which characters that I've taken to tier 17. And now I'm kind of holding. I'm in a holding pattern right now. So the only characters I've taken to tier 17, I have 2 mystic characters. I took Morgan Le Fay and Doctor Strange Heartless. I took only 1 mutant character, that's Rogue. I took 2 bio characters, Red Hulk and Hulk. So basically 2 of each of the main varieties I've taken to tier 17. And I could take another mutant right now, but I'm just going to wait for Archangel because I believe the Horseman team is the most important immediately. And that's Morgan Le Fay, Rogue, Red Hulk, and Archangel. Those are the most important. Hulk and Doctor Strange, they're just like the second best characters on those teams to have tier 17 on. No real reason in particular, though. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do. Solid advice for right now would be take the Horseman to tier 17. If you have enough tier 17 gear to do Morgan Le Fay, Rogue, Red Hulk, and Archangel, you're good, and then hoard. And then the other thing to keep in mind is that these things are going to release in order. I mean, you don't have to do them in order, but when you're doing your sagas, I guess I kind of, I don't know. They're all going to end up here eventually. So it probably doesn't matter what order you take these down in. I like to try to get them all to tier 16, to begin with. And that way when, war opens up, my Gamma's all at tier 16. I can go in there and clear it out. I'll be trying to do the same for the Death Seed team. But then, yeah, it's going to take a while for the Death Seed team to come in here. Meanwhile, maybe I could tier 17 all my unlimited X-Men. I highly doubt it, but I don't think the advantage of going for, the rewards that I get for doing the final chapter, the apocalyptic difficulty on the Famine Saga, I don't think that's going to be enough to kind of offset the fact that the Death Seed team is going to be far more useful. And that kind of segues us into what we're talking about tonight, which is which team is more useful? What team is more valuable? Have these rankings changed? And I got sidetracked. We were talking about the game modes. So Arena, Cosmic Crucible. I do think Cosmic Crucible is more important than Raids. Although Cosmic Crucible and Raids are really probably about on the same level if you technically look at everything involved, amount of teams to build, the rewards, what have you. But I put the nod over to Cosmic Crucible just because I really want to raise awareness about how important that game mode actually is. Because I think a lot of people initially were like, oh, let me skip this. I think a lot more people have come around on it and have decided, oh, I probably should try to get good at this, especially when they started putting a lot more blue isotope 4 on it. That definitely raises its value. And then I have Scourge underneath that. Scourge is an important game mode because not only do you need to beat it, right, the first time around, unlock the character, but forever, after you get 7 stars on the character, every time it comes around, you need to get 1,000,000.5 points on it. Now, once you have your teams built and you can get 1,000,000.5 points, then you can kind of move on from it. But it's definitely valuable because there's a lot of gear that comes from doing that. Probably more benefit than it takes from getting really good at war. Like, you should be in an alliance that is, of your level, doing the kind of things that you want to do. But win or lose war, the rewards come in regardless. And it's not really feasible for the players that I speak to, the regular players out there. I'm not speaking to, the top 100 players, the top 200 players. If you're here, welcome. But that's not who I make my content for. And if you guys are able to build, 12, 14 war offense teams and 10 war defense teams, first off, more power to you, but that's not a world that I live in. I don't have that many good teams. I basically have 6 good teams that I use for Cosmic Crucible. That I feel is feasible. War just isn't. So if a team is good for war, it just gets less points in my book. It'll be lower down on the list. All right, so let's start thinking about this. Arena. Arena's tricky because, and this is some of what I've been talking about Darkhold being devalued. The last few times I've done this, it's been a no-brainer. Oh, Darkhold number 1. Morgan Le Fay is amazing. There you go. Just number 1, automatic number 1. But I don't know if that's the case anymore. I really don't know if that's the case anymore because if I look at my Arena team, I'm using 2 different teams. I'm using 2 different teams here. I'm using this kind of hybrid team up here with Red Hulk, Rogue, Emma, Dormammu, and Morgan Le Fay. And then I'm almost using this team more, which is Spider Weaver, 2099, Hela, Emma, and Dormammu. Almost using this more. So I use this primarily when I see another Spider Weaver on defense, which I'm seeing more than this top configuration. This used to be kind of the Arena meta, and now it's shifted down here. So, and I don't know, I might change this around, but I think one of the radical things I'm going to do, and this might kind of change my thinking, help kind of mix things up, and maybe I'll change it back, but I think Tangled Web goes up into the lead spot, up into rank number 1. And I almost think that instead of talking about Darkhold, I mean, we'll rank Darkhold as well, but I think it might be time to kind of put the Horseman team into play as far as actually ranking the team, because we're about to have, in a few weeks here, in a month here, we're about to have the Horseman team. The team of Rogue, Red Hulk, Archangel, and Morgan Le Fay. And we can't pretend like that team doesn't exist. I mean, that team might muscle out Tangled Web. You might add, Spider Weaver to it. I really don't know what that's going to be. And then that's going to change the other teams too. I mean, it depends on the game mode then. But as far as the arena goes, the Horseman team is going to be far more valuable than Darkhold. We cannot ignore the fact that Darkhold is dropping in value. Yeah, Dormammu plus the Horseman chat saying, I mean, that makes perfect sense. That absolutely makes perfect sense. That's probably the best fifth for a long time. I don't know. I think because of that, I'm going to drop Tangled Web a spot. And let's put the Horseman team where it belongs. I think that for all these game modes, for Arena, for Cosmic Crucible, the Horseman team is going to be a cornerstone of multiple raid teams because you're going to use Morgan Le Fay for the Mystic section. You're going to use Archangel for the Mutant section. And Hulk and the Gamma team definitely is going to play some part in your bio section. So I think we got to give it gets like a half point for raids in my book. And those members are so important. At least two of them are going to be so important for raids. Morgan Le Fay and Archangel. The Horseman team will definitely be vital for Scourge. It's going to help you, even if you're missing one of them, or just Morgan Le Fay on her own is like a Scourge beast. And then God knows what kind of havoc the Horseman team is going to wreak upon War, as it will probably beat every single team in every single game mode. Though I think for War, you're still just going to use Gamma, but I've been using the combination of Morgan Le Fay and Rogue together pretty much ever since they came out. And I can't imagine not adding Archangel to it because I don't think that Deathseed is going to have a lot of value outside of raids. I don't know. We'll see. But it might be like kind of a Unlimited X-Men situation. If it's like an Unlimited X-Men situation where it doesn't do a whole lot outside of its lane, then taking Archangel and adding it to Morgan Le Fay and Rogue is going to really be the way to go. And then probably adding Red Hulk in. I don't know. Gamma just holds up. Gamma's a better team than a lot of these teams. And I'm tempted to kind of throw it here in the third spot. Just because, like, you don't break Gamma up. You keep Gamma together for Cosmic Crucible, for raids, for Scourge, for War. Whereas the other teams, Darkhold, Unlimited X-Men, Deathseed, I think you're going to break them up. I think you're going to take the members out, use them together. Chat's on to something here. I believe Gamma is arguably the best Horseman team in the game. I would argue that. I would argue that point for sure. I mean, we have a bit of a contest going on here. I think Horseman is set for number one. I think Horseman, because I try to make these lists last for more than today. So if I don't account for the Horseman team, like this might not be necessarily 100% true today, but this is what reality is going to be. And this is going to help guide what we build, especially what we build for the War Scourge, what we build for the Death Scourge. So we have kind of a battle going on between Tangled Web and Gamma. Gamma might be the better team than Tangled Web, but I'm not sure. Tangled Web, Gamma has no place in the arena. And I like having the Horsemen up there in number one because that kind of puts that in perspective. Like it's really just Red Hulk that's good in the arena. It's really just going to be the Horseman team. The rest of Gamma, the other four members, they got no place in the arena. Now they're great in Cosmic Crucible. They're usable in raids. I mean, we might end up my alliance is already talking about not investing Isotope 8 level 4 into Web Warriors, doing it for Gamma, and then just running all of our guys on the right side of the raid and then having everyone just do one lane of bio and just throw their gamma teams into it until we get through a lane. Which might be what we all end up doing. We might end up ignoring web warriors when it comes to high level raids. And if you're running lower level raids, you can probably run gamma. If you're running the Doom 1, if you're running the Doom 2, I would just run gamma. I wouldn't necessarily build web warriors just for that. Web warriors are good in Scourge on their own. But even in Scourge, gamma is replacing them in the areas that we can use them. Which is over here, like in the War Scourge, you got the bio section, and gamma was incredible in that section. Way better than web warriors. The first time I went through before I had Red Hulk, I used web warriors and I used symbiotes and web warriors. But then the next time I went through, I just used gamma and just steamrolled it. For the Death Scourge, we only have a hero section. And that kind of hurts gamma, so it's not going to really pick up points there. For the Pestilence Scourge, you can use them for global, but you can also use War Dogs. You've got a lot of options there, but gamma's really good for Pestilence as well. If you're still doing that, if you're struggling with it. But yeah, hero, you're missing some members because it's really just Abomination that you're missing out on. It's not that bad. You don't really need Abomination. I believe you can just use, I believe I've done this as well. I think it was the second Pestilence node that I actually used Gamma plus Spider Weaver with. And that was phenomenal. So really, technically, Gamma can be used in Pestilence, War, and Death as a primary team for at least one of the sections. Which is pretty damn phenomenal. Yeah, I think Gamma is going to go up. Gamma's going to go up. It's just more usable. I mean, plus we can't forget that Tangled Web has a dud character on it in Spider-Man Noir. Like, there's just a character on that team that doesn't do anything. Spider Weaver's so good, though. And Spider Weaver, we're using in the arena. We're using it in Cosmic Crucible. We're even using Noir in Cosmic Crucible. It's got really no value in raids. Although some players might replace Scarlet Witch with Spider Weaver if you didn't take Dormammu to Isotope 8 level 4 before the sagas were announced. But you could put in Spider Weaver. And then I think Spider Weaver herself has a lot of value in Scourge. Where can you use her? You can use her in the hero section. And she's global, right? Let me just check this real fast. I think she's global. Excuse my poor memory on it. Where are you, Spider Weaver? There you are. Yeah, she's hero global mystic. Let me go back to this. So you can use her in Pestilence for 2 sections. You can use her in Famine for no sections. You can't use her in Famine at all. Man, she can't be used in War. She really can't be used much. She can be used in Pestilence. And then she can be used in Death, along with Gamma probably. I mean, it definitely goes under Gamma. Gamma's a far more usable team in Scourge than Tangled Web. And in Tangled Web, we're really only talking about Spider Weaver, although you could throw in Spider-Man 2099, but he tends to be pretty squishy. He doesn't really hold up. All right, so I think Tangled Web is going to get the 3rd spot. Now, I think we really have to take into account, I mean, we've got arena covered. We have arena covered. We have the Horseman team, the Tangled Web team. Those are pretty much your arena staples. I did show you that I was using Hela in the arena, although you don't need to use her. She's an optional situation. And you could probably get away without using her. So I don't know how much value there is there. I think it might be time to move the conversation over to Cosmic Crucible teams and kind of rank them out. See where they fit in. We got War Dogs. Now, I'm a big fan of War Dogs. Now, I don't think War Dogs are as... We don't have a standout character on War Dogs like we do on Tangled Web with Spider Weaver that would dominate, entirely dominate out a bracket like she does and work as a plug and play character for so many modes. But War Dogs is so good in Cosmic Crucible. It's probably the best Cosmic Crucible team. You got Unlimited X-Men as well, which is worth note. I mean, also very good in Cosmic Crucible. I don't actually use Unlimited X-Men, either on defense or on offense. I use Rogue. I use the Horseman team in Cosmic Crucible. And I think that is a more valuable team, depending on, what else you have. I think if you have War Dogs built, you don't necessarily need to build Unlimited X-Men, which sounds weird because Unlimited X-Men is required for Apocalypse and War Dogs isn't, but it's just a better team. I guess to see who takes the number 4 spot, whether it be War Dogs or Unlimited X-Men, we got to see which team is more usable in the Scourges. And I think that's what it kind of comes down to rank who is number 4. Is it War Dogs? Is it Unlimited X-Men? I need a piece of scratch paper over here to keep track of this because this is getting a little involved. All right. I got a piece of paper over here. All right. So we have 2 teams here. We have War Dogs and Unlimited X. And we want to know how many Scourges they're each going to be viable. How many sections, really? And how many Scourges, I guess. So for Pestilence, we have Hero Global. That's War Dogs, 2 sections. That's phenomenal. But you know what? Unlimited X-Men matches them. Hero and Global. So we're tied. We got 1 point each for that. So let's go over to Famine. City, right out. Famine, Mutant. Great. You can use Unlimited X-Men, and I have, and they're phenomenal there. But you can't use War Dogs. So point goes to Unlimited X-Men. Then we get to War, where we have Bio. So War Dogs is out, Unlimited X-Men is out, Avengers. You can use Black Panther, which is cool, but not really the whole team. You got some skill members of War Dogs, but not enough. I think War kind of disqualifies both teams, so it really comes down to the Death Scourge. We got Hero, so War Dogs can be used in that. But so can Uncanny X-Men. It gets a nod for Death. I think Uncanny X-Men might be the more valuable team, actually, because of how many extra Scourge sections it can be used in. Not that War Dogs isn't great, but we're really going to have a problem on the Death Scourge with non-legendary mutants. The only problem is how good is the Unlimited X-Men team going to be in the Death Scourge without Rogue? So it's Unlimited X-Men, no Rogue. That's really hard. I mean, Gambit's pretty good. I feel like you're going to need to make some kind of hybrid team, but I guess considering that Gambit is definitely going to be part of whatever kind of hybrid mutant team that you make, I would assume. I don't really know what kind of tools we're going to have to work with. I guess you have some nice overlap there between Deathseed and Unlimited X-Men with like Psylocke, who kind of goes on both teams. Gambit can work with her. Oh man, it's really tough. It's really tough. Deathseed has 2 legendary characters on it. It really pulls it out of here. That sucks. So I don't know. I think we're gonna give the nod to Unlimited X-Men and put it above War Dogs. into the number 4 spot. But let's talk about Death Seed as well. Because Death Seed could potentially do a lot in Scourge, but I'm not sure how much it's going to do. Let's see how good Death Seed is going to stack up to be in the... How valuable Death Seed is going to be in these Scourges for us. I think it's going to be a fully global team. It's a fully global team at this time, right? Let me just double check that. I believe it. I can't imagine that it's not, but let me just double check. I'm pretty sure. And then I don't see it breaking from that. It should be a full global team. We have a lot of these teams that actually they're actually useful for a lot of, what am I doing? I'm looking by global. I need to be looked by Death Seed. All right, chat's confirming the 3 we have are global. That was my strong inclination on that as well. Here's Death Seed. Just verify real fast. All right, there's global, global, global. Yeah, and I can't imagine that Archangel and the 5th member aren't going to be global. I mean, there's a weird possibility. I mean, they did it to us on Astonishing X-Men, where one of the members is cosmic, just to screw us up. So they could take the 5th member of Death Seed, and the 5th member of Death Seed might be the best member of Death Seed, and they could be cosmic, and then we're kind of screwed. But really? Really, motherfucker? Some motherfuckers want to come in here and play games, and that's fucking cute. What do you got to say? That was some dumb shit. You got my attention for that? You could have said one thing to me, and that's what you decided to say? That's some stupid shit. Yeah, that was a fucking stupid troll. I don't even know if that's entertaining. Jesus Christ. Can I continue? I think they were against everybody. I don't even think they were taking a side between me and someone else. I think they just hated everybody. All right. Well, at least the chat room finds that entertaining. Motherfucker. What a dumb motherfucker. All right, here we go. So we got a full global team. At least somebody appreciates me. Thank you. I appreciate you as well. Jesus fucking Christ. All right. So we got a full global team. I repeat for like the 3rd fucking time. And we can use it in a section of Pestilence. We can use it in 2 sections of Pestilence, which is just as good as War Dogs and Unlimited X-Men. Death Seed is really one of the teams that's devaluing Darkhold. Absolutely one of the teams, because we were leaning on Darkhold to get us through the villain section of all these Scourges. It looks like every single Scourge, well, 3 of the Scourges so far have had villain sections. And the best combination to use on those villain sections has been Morgan Le Fay, Agatha, and Heartless, Doctor Strange. So will Death Seed be better than that? I mean, a lot of their kit is locked behind raids, so I don't know if they're going to muscle out Darkhold, but they definitely devalue it because it's going to be a good team. I don't know. Let's see where else we can use it as well. In Famine, we have the mutant section. Death Seed is going to be 100% mutant, so you can use it in Famine, which is where Unlimited X-Men kind of picked up a point. Plus, we get to use it in Villain, so we actually get 2 sections of Famine as opposed to just 1. And then in War, we have a Villain section. Neither War Dogs or Unlimited X-Men can be used in War. And then for Death, that's kind of one of the problems, that we only have 3 members of Death Seed that can be used in the Death Scourge. But then we have 2 members that are legendary that can be used in the legendary section. So I don't know. Death Seed seems like it might have more value in it than Unlimited X-Men or War Dogs. Death Seed's going to be a pretty damn valuable team, is what I think I'm getting at here. I think Death Seed belongs up here in the number 4 spot over Unlimited X-Men and over War Dogs. It has more potential to help you out in Scourges than the other teams. And it's definitely more of a raid team than Unlimited X-Men and War Dogs as well. You have a member that's probably going to your arena team. And I'd say it comes up a little short in Cosmic Crucible, potentially. I don't know. Maybe Death Seed is going to be super useful as a team in Cosmic Crucible. Well, we haven't seen that. So that might change its ranking. Chat wants to know when Apocalypse comes. What are we going to do? Let's start talking about Darkhold, because thank you for the segue, chat. Who are we going to put on Darkhold instead of Morgan Le Fay? It's assumed for now that Dormammu is going to the Horseman team. There's a couple of good. There's a couple of good. The best thing you can probably put on Darkhold is Hela and Zombie Iron Man. If you put Hela and Zombie Iron Man on Darkhold, first off, you probably don't even need them there. But that's a pretty good team. If you're really hurting for a team, if you're looking to justify those resources, then, Zombie Iron Man and Hela work. If you just want to use the team without Morgan Le Fay, the one character you could put on that team that does the most would be Loki. He's probably going to help you out the most. All right. And yeah, let's talk about Darkhold. So where does Darkhold fall in this game? We got to remove it from the arena discussion because only Morgan Le Fay is really being used in the arena, and that's part of our new Horseman team going forward. Darkhold plays a part in Cosmic Crucible defense, and you can use it offensively. However, I find that using a Horseman team is more effective in Cosmic Crucible than using a Darkhold team. Whether you want to do that or not is up to you. So for some players, Darkhold's going to be super, super useful still on offense. But if you are building the newest teams, if you've built War Dogs, like look at what we have right now. This is I'm really glad that we're looking at this the way we are, because this is pretty much looking at the top 6 teams. The top 6 teams are the most important teams because these are the teams that are like our Cosmic Crucible offense teams. And this pretty much meshes up with what I use on Cosmic Crucible offense. Let me go ahead and show you my Cosmic Crucible offense. And it's going to alter with the room rules, right? But I have a Tangled Web team. Now I have a Uncanny X-Men team, but that's only because of the global room. I have a Astonishing X-Men team, but once again, that's only because of the global rule. But I have Gamma, I have War Dogs, I have a Horseman team. So it's kind of meshing up with what I actually end up using in Cosmic Crucible. And when there's not a global rule, then Unlimited X-Men are something that you might want to put back together and start using. I mean, you probably might even want to use them right now. Death Seed is a part of that. Is there anything I'm missing? I mean, Darkhold is really, still very much part of this conversation, but maybe it's just down here. Maybe it's down here at number 7, waiting for a global rule or something else to kind of bump it up. Raids is tricky. Now, one big argument you could use to say, hey, Darkhold is still extremely relevant is bring up the fact that we're all going to use it as a raid team. But it's not good as a raid team. It's not designed as a raid team. So the minute what I'm waiting for is for them to announce a Mystic raid team or a member of, like a new member of New Warriors. And that's going to really devalue Darkhold even more. Like that's going to come any day now. I have a feeling that we're going to announce some kind of new Mystic Raid team. And then Darkhold's going to take even more of a hit. And it will, because it's not as good in raids as it needs to be. What can we do with Darkhold and Scourge? Now, we already know that it is amazing in Pestilence, Famine, and War. It's not going to do much at all in the Death Scourge, though, which really it devalues it. And we have other options for the Villain Scourge. Like, I would rather have a bigger Death Seed team than a bigger Darkhold team right now. We're going to miss out on Psylocke with Death Seed when it comes to villain nodes, but I don't know how much difference that's going to make. And we're missing out on some of the kit from Death Seed because a lot of it is tied to raids. So we might still find that Darkhold is doing a little better for us in those villain sections of the other Scourges. But I don't think that's enough to elevate it. I mean, it's probably like our best villain team. I don't know what else. We don't have anything else better than Darkhold when it comes to villains. I feel like maybe it needs to be higher. I feel like maybe I'm being too harsh on Darkhold. And a lot of that reason being that we just don't have other villain teams. The Horseman team, you can put together, I mean, I guess half of the Horseman team is villain. Archangel, no, it's just Archangel and Morgan Le Fay. You have Archangel, you have Morgan Le Fay working together in the villain section. You add that. You take Death Seed, you add Morgan Le Fay to it. She's a Horseman. There's going to be some synergy there between her and Archangel. Is that enough? I guess the conversation really is, because we're not actually taking away Morgan Le Fay from the villain section. We're always going to use Morgan Le Fay in the villain section. The thing, is Doctor Strange and Agatha actually adding that much to what we need to get done in the villain section of the Scourges? And I don't think that works. Red Hulk is a hero. Red Hulk is legit a hero unless I'm mistaken, but I don't think I am. Let me just verify it for anybody who is on the fence about that one. But yeah, he's hero. They made him a hero. I don't know. I guess in the comics these days, he's a hero. Yeah, hero. Red Hulk's a hero. So, no, he can't help you there. But I think that Darkhold stays where it's at in the rank. And I don't want to put it up. I don't want to move it any lower. I think 7's good. And there's an argument to raise it higher. But the more teams that are coming out, the less useful Darkhold is going to be. And it's really coming down to how poorly Heartless Doctor Strange and Agatha are aging. And the fact that Scarlet Witch sucks and Wong can't be used anywhere anymore other than defense. Like, it really sucks that we're limited to villain and you put Wong on there. I mean, absolutely, in my opinion, it should have been Mordo instead of Wong. If Mordo was on Darkhold instead of Wong, then Darkhold wouldn't be in the spot it's at right now. It would be a more valuable team because of the tags. Having Wong be a hero is really lowering the value of Darkhold, along with Scarlet Witch not only being a hero, but also being a really crappy character. All right. We got some other teams on here to talk about. And I'm only really going to fill in the bottom 3 spaces. And we got a lot of teams kind of vying for these bottom 3 spaces. And I think it's going to come down to what we're going to use on Scourges. And what's useful in Cosmic Crucible. First off, I don't think we have anything here that is really being used right now in the arena. The closest thing might be Zombie, Iron Man, and Hela. Zombie, Iron Man, and Hela is probably one of the new... It's definitely going to take one of these spots. And what's nice about it is it kind of fills in for the villain section. Zombie Iron Man and Hela, along with Morgan Le Fay. Look, I'm going to move Darkhold down lower. Because if you really think about it, like, would you rather have Agatha and Doctor Strange Heartless or Zombie Iron Man and Hela? Be honest. If you could only pick 3 characters to bring into the villain section, you're definitely taking Morgan Le Fay. Are you adding Heartless and Agatha to that? Or Zombie Iron Man and Hela? I gotta add Zombie Iron Man and Hela. Hands down, you're gonna get more out of that. It's insane. It's disturbingly good. The cooldowns alone, much faster than Agatha and Doctor Strange. Agatha and Doctor Strange are pretty much one shot and then you're screwed. Zombie Iron Man and Hela don't stop. Zombie Iron Man and Hela, definitely a better team. A better 2-person team. Because that's all you get with Darkhold too. It's a 2-person team. No one thinks about Wong and Scarlet Witch. They're not being used anywhere. The only problem with Zombie Iron Man and Hela is that you can't really raid with them. But I don't know. You could raid with Hela. You don't need Zombie Iron Man for Hela to be good. Oh, wow. Okay. Hot takes. Bionic Avengers. I think the real trouble sections right now, coming up in the Death Scourge, are going to be this non-legendary mutant. Legendary's easy. Hero is easy. Minion is why Ravagers is sitting on here. Like, Ravagers has now entered the conversation, but I don't really know if we can build that. I don't think you're going to use your Ravager team in war. I don't know. Guys, kill it with Shatterstar and Longshot. You're not pulling Shatterstar and Longshot out of retirement for the Death Scourge. We're not taking them up to level 90. Like, good luck to you if you think they're going to help you out. I don't have any other mutants here, though. So we're just going to basically hope the Death Seed and Unlimited X-Men, which are your number 4 and number 5 ranked teams, in my opinion, are going to be enough for the non-legendary mutant section of the Death Scourge. I mean, I hope they will be. It really sucks that the legendary characters are being pulled out of them. That does not fill me with confidence. When both Death Seed and Unlimited X-Men need non-legendary mutants, that would be rough. I don't know, man. It's just, that's going to be a really crappy section that we really do not have the answer for. I almost feel like maybe these rumors of Excalibur are going to be for that. So they are going to be the solution. Like another mutant team that's got nothing to do with any of this, they're going to bring in to basically solve the Death Scourge for you. A Scourge team. A Scourge mutant team. Which is something we kind of desperately need. I don't know, man. It's really hard to talk about the Death Scourge because it hasn't happened yet. We have no idea. All right. So what do we got left here? Let's see if Bionic Avengers actually... Bionic Avengers does work. I think Heroic Asgardians might have more value than Bionic Avengers, but let's find out. Let's compare Bionic Avengers and Heroic Asgardians. Did I say Heroic Asgardian Avengers? Heroic Asgardian... Heroic Avenger Asgardians? Avengers of Heroic Asgardian Avengers? I probably said it right in there somewhere. Which team is going to do more for you? Bionic Avengers, we can use in Pestilence. They're hero and global. We got 2 sections. Heroic Asgardians, we only got 1 section. We only got 1 section in Pestilence you can use them in. And are they all cosmic? I think they're all cosmic, so I think we have 2 sections. They are all cosmic. Yeah, chat's confirming. I don't need to check that. They're all cosmic. So that's interesting. All right, so Bionic Avengers and Heroic Asgardians. And we don't have I would almost say Heroic Asgardians got to get an extra point because we don't have any other cosmic teams on here. There's very few cosmic solutions going on here. Nothing on here is cosmic. So unless we want to rely upon old meta, which most of us have been doing, most of us have been using old meta on this, but I'm trying to find out what's the best right now. And I'd say Heroic Asgardians is like our best cosmic team, and there's definitely value in that. I mean, we could throw Eternals back on here, right? But I don't know. How much value are we really getting out of Eternals now? Are we getting more value out of Eternals than Hero Asgardians? Have I been devaluing them? We don't use them in the arena anymore. I don't use them in Cosmic Crucible. If they're not part of the top 6 teams, they're just not usable. So, I don't know. You might be still using them in Cosmic Crucible, but I think if you've built War Dogs, you really don't need Eternals anymore. I threw mine on defense, and I'm not missing them. I haven't needed them once. Some people are using them in raids, which is viable, but like I said, as soon as they release that Mystic Raid team, they're gonna be out. Yeah, let's go ahead and calculate up Eternals as well. Eternals can be used in Scourge a lot because they're hero and they're cosmic. So they get 2 points as well. It's almost like Heroic Asgardians are more competing with Eternals than they are with Bionic Avengers. In Famine, we got Mystic Cosmic, and Heroic Asgardian can partially be used, and all of Eternals can be. It's almost like you're going to use them both. If you combine Heroic Asgardians with Eternals, you're going to do much better in Famine than if you don't. And then in War, I don't think you can really use either team. You can use Thor for Avengers. Plus, we got to remember that I've been kind of forgetting about nodes 5 and 10. For nodes 5 and 10, we do use Heroic Asgardians there. So we got to give them a point. Plus, we have Avengers nodes, so you can have Thor do double duty if you want to. I don't think any of these other teams were required. Unless I miss... Oh, War Dogs is required, but it's up in the 6th position. I don't think that would have changed its position very much at all. I guess when I was comparing Unlimited X-Men to War Dogs, maybe War Dogs could go up to the number 5 spot because it is going to be required for nodes 5 and 10 of the Death Scourge, which is valid. It was down a lot of points though. It could not be used in as many sections as. I still got to give the nod to Unlimited X-Men because this non-legendary mutant section is so hard to deal with. There's so few characters that you can plug in there and have be valuable. All right, let's keep going. They're pretty much neck and neck. I think Heroic Asgardians have come out ahead of Eternals, but it's going to come down to the Death Scourge, where Bionic Avengers pick up a point. A couple of points. I believe that's a full hero team. But so is Heroic Asgardians by definition. So you can use them for the hero section. And you can use Eternals for the hero section. But really, your best team, your better team is Heroic Asgardians. It can just be used for more sections. It's a lot of sections. I don't think Ravagers and Underworld are in this conversation yet. I believe they're very much on the side. So I don't think there's any reason to kind of weigh them out. Secret Avengers is still hanging in this game, and really we're going after the number 10 spot now. So we got a lot of teams vying for the number 10 spot. And you could just throw them all in. Eternals, Bionic Avengers, Secret Avengers, and Web Warriors are all valid. I would say Eternals are more valuable than Bionic Avengers. I think that's a given. I think your Eternals are edging out Bionic Avengers for the number 10 spot. Vying for that number 10 spot are Secret Avengers and Web Warriors. Let's have a look at Secret Avengers and Web Warriors and see how they stack up. Both of them can be used. I believe you get 2 points for the Pestilent Scourge for Secret Avengers, 1 point for Web. Well, 2 points because they're the Node 5 and 10 team. So they're tied for Pestilence. For Famine, we got nothing. It's, you know what? Another team that should enter the conversation as well is Young Avengers. I don't think Young Avengers... Let's throw it on here on the side. I don't think Young Avengers is going to go into the number 10 spot. I don't think it's that good. But it's right in the conversation with Ravagers, Underworld, Bionic Avengers, and those three. So, the Famine Scourge. City, Mutant, Mystic, Cosmic, Secret Avengers, and Web Warriors. Web Warriors actually can be used in the City section, so they get a nod for that. They do get a nod for that. And then War, Secret Avengers are Avengers. So they do get to cover the skills section too, which is pretty rough. Web Warriors can take bio, but since Gamma is so much better, and we didn't really talk about that, but since Gamma dominates the bio section, I really have a hard time giving Web Warriors a point for War to a higher ranked team. So I don't think I'm going to. And then for the Death Scourge, Secret Avengers can handle the hero nodes. I mean, so can Web Warriors, so we can give them a point for that. I think Secret Avengers gets the nod. Plus, I just missed the fact that we're talking about Kestrel and we're talking about Shang-Chi. Because Shang-Chi and Kestrel is going to be useful in all these cosmic sections. Shang-Chi is going to be useful in the city sections. So I think that's really our number 10 team. And, you know, all these other teams in no real particular order are still very solid teams in this meta. And worth consideration, depending on how your resources look and what part of the game you're in. But if I was going to rank, you know, like the top 10 teams, I believe this is what I'm going to stand by right now. And I don't know, maybe I'll adjust that later. But yeah, there it is. Yesterday, I put out a team building guide on YouTube, so definitely check that out if you're interested in this kind of conversation. And I'll be coming out with a Dark Dimension guide as well, which I'll be leveraging some of this kind of thinking on too. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, let's go check out. We should be having Reset here in the game. Let's go ahead and check that out. We might check out some other things too before we wrap this video up. Thanks for checking it out so far. And keep digging. It's Reset, and I don't know what's even going on. Is Reset even eventful in this game anymore? Is there anything to do? Why the fuck does Marvel Strike Force not have anything to do? Why am I constantly loading up this game and there's no fucking game? I'm so sick of this shit. I've been playing this shit for 4 years and there's no fucking game. There's nothing to unlock. There's nothing to do. I mean, I guess it's my own fucking fault. Oh, I can go through the stores. I can go through the stores. Just raid and spend gold. It seems like it, man. I'm sorry, Bear. We're coming to the end of the stream. You showed up late. What can I do? What can I do? Review the Black Friday offers? Okay. Okay, I can do, except I'm doing them in the past. This is my Monday video. By the time yes, you can actually unlock Mr. Negative for 20 bucks right now, which is interesting. There's a $1 offer? That must be new. I didn't see that when I looked. Here, let me look right now. I didn't see any $1 offer. There is one offer on here which I am considering. And I don't feel bad saying that because this is going to go out on YouTube when the offer's gone. This is an interesting offer. If Mr. Negative wasn't dog shit, this wouldn't be bad. This is a $20. This is why you should never buy the $100 offers, the $50 offers, because you never know when they're just going to break down and be like, well, here's 100 shards for $20 along with everything else. 2 million gold. Some of these stupid fucking cyber turkeys. I mean, cool. This is legit, dude. This is how all fucking characters in Marvel Strike Force should be released. This right here. If characters in Marvel Strike Force were released like this, I would not have as much grounds to say that this is a predatory video game that is fucking horrible and that people should uninstall. If they did it this way, this is how they should do it. Fucking team comes out, 100 shards of 2 of the members, 45 shards of the old ones, whatever, $20. Fuck. I might be a fucking whale if this was the case. I might just be like, well, shit, new team's out, $20. Just drop the 2 new members, the 3 old members. I don't know. That's not what this is. This is just one guy for 100 shards of fucking Nobu. I don't know why. But this is good. Now, Mr. Negative sucks, so I wouldn't buy it, but it's at least a decent offer. And then this one, pretty fucking good too. Once again, like, this is what it could look like. Maybe the initial offers are done, maybe right after the event is over. 100 shards. I mean, I would buy this one right now if it was flipped, if it was 100 shards of Brawn and 45 of Abomination. Because, like, I need 29 for Abomination and I need like 109 for Brawn. So, like, if that was just flipped, it'd be really good. This is good. This is why I'm not mad at Thanos Giving. This is why I'm not mad at Thanos Giving. This is why I put a video out Saturday where I was like, the Thanos Giving doesn't piss me off. It doesn't piss me off. It is fine because the offers aren't dog shit. 50 shards of Heartless Doctor Strange for $5 with 30 tier 4s. These are the best offers that have ever been in the game in 4 fucking years. And if that's what Thanos Giving is, I mean, they didn't call it Thanos Giving though. Like, that's another thing about this is that they literally did. One of the problems with Thanos Giving is that they literally called it Thanos Giving. They alluded to Thanksgiving. These are Black Friday deals, which is appropriate. Like, every fucking game, every store on the goddamn planet has Black Friday deals. Why the fuck shouldn't Marvel Strike Force? Calling it Thanos Giving, having orbs attached to it, all that was really shitty. That's not what they're doing though. It looks like they've learned from that mistake. And I know I sound like a fucking shill or whatever the fuck people want to say about me, but this is honestly what it is. It's not as fucking bad as last year. I'm not saying it's fucking great. I'm not saying this is a good game. I'm not saying this game doesn't market gambling to children, for fuck's sake. I don't see any $1 offers here. And yeah, we still have $100 offers. Like, this is fucking crazy. This is absolutely nuts and dog shit. Like, I don't know where they get off having an offer like this among the other good offers. You got some other characters down here. There's a lot more to this offer than what's being shown, but that's a fucking shitty. This is not good. We shouldn't be promoting that. But yeah, this the Gamma offer on here, this is pretty fucking good. Like, if Marvel Strike Force offers look like this on the regular, then it wouldn't be that fucking bad. You know, this game would be better for it. And I don't know if it would make more money that way. I honestly don't fucking know. Some of the reason why they make as much money as they make is because of the artificial scarcity. They know a lot more about it than you do. I know a lot of people think that they know better than the company that makes, $300 million a fucking year, but you don't. If you did, then you would. Okay, hey, like I was saying earlier, here is that augmented astral energy, and I'm going to fucking buy it. And then, yeah, I could buy this mutant tier 17, but I don't know. I don't know when I need, you know what? I'll buy it. I have 70,000 currency. There's 2 mutant teams. There's not 2 mystic teams. There's not 2 bio teams. There are no skill teams. There are no tech teams. I would never buy skill or tech gear tier 17s just yet. I might later. Let me see. Are there any of these? No, there's none of those I would buy. And I think that's it, everybody. I don't want to prattle on if I don't have anything to say. And I don't really have anything to say because there's no game left. So we're going to try to make some content this week for the YouTube channel here. I probably should have run an ad about the live stream I'm going to do on the second, technically the first. Midnight on the 1st of November. Be on Twitch because I'm going to stream Midnight Suns as soon as it releases. I think Midnight Suns is going to drop on midnight on the 1st. So like the 2nd, like as soon as it becomes November 2nd, I think Midnight Suns is going to drop. That's midnight. And I'm going to stream it. And then come to this channel. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. We're pushing to 20,000 subscribers. I hope you enjoyed the Reanimator themed card for this episode. I was going to actually have people guess from the music I was going to play, but I spoiled it. It's Reanimator. Go watch Reanimator. That's a great movie. Jeffrey Combs is a fucking legend. It's probably my favorite thumbnail ever. So I couldn't help myself but talk about it because I'm so fucking proud of it. Everybody here on Twitch doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Tune into my YouTube channel on Monday and see the amazing card that people have already seen on YouTube. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm literally confusing myself, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up today. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, comment down below, and grave diggers, keep digging.